What if you could get back to basics in your business? And that was the thing that catapulted you into the new year and into the next level of your business. I think it's so easy when you've been in business for a while to get overwhelmed and feel like there's so much to do. And there is a lot to do. But one of the things that I love to do with clients is to come back to basics, is to strip away all of the things that we think we have to do and really take a look at three core things. And these are the three core things that I think if you work on these three things consistently without the clutter and with focus, it'll completely change your business, the way that you operate and the way that it feels. If we've not met, I'm Suze Chadwick. I'm a personal brand and business coach. And I work with my clients to help you to build a personal brand and an identity that sells for you. I was coaching with a client yesterday, and there was so much that she was doing. She had lists and lists on whiteboards and flip charts, and it's so easy for us to overwhelm ourselves with all of the ideas, all of the things that we think that we need to communicate. But there are three key things that you really need to focus on. The first one is clarity. It is clarity around, who am I here to serve? What am I here to do for them? What is the transformation that I help my clients to get? What have I been through myself that I know I can help my clients to be able to achieve? Let's say you're a web designer and you have been servicing clients, you've been delivering websites, and now you're wanting to shift into coaching and mentoring and helping other web designers to be able to build their business. So that clarity could be, as a web designer, I know how I've attracted clients, how I've built my business, how I've priced, how I've created revenue, how I've grown. And so I'm really clear that I want to help other web designers who are coming up, who are maybe just starting out or who have less experience than me, to be able to do what I've done before. And so that transformation is really clear. And you knowing that you've been able to do this in the past, like when I look back on my client testimonials, tripling their profit, selling out their programs, being able to attract 5 or 6 new clients in the second week of working together, understanding what is it that you help your clients to do and what is the transformation that you provide. Like, what are you really good at? And within that clarity, one of the things I always say to clients is you have to have a method. You have to have a way of taking your clients from A to Z that you can talk about, that you can explain, that you can showcase either visually or in a conversation. Because when you are in a market where there's obviously other people who do what you do, when you are really clear on who you work with, what the transformation is, what the method is that you take them through, then that makes all the difference. Because certainty sells. When you're like, this is how it works, this is what you need to do, this is what's going to change it. That certainty and that confidence, because you've got that clarity, makes a huge difference. When I speak to somebody and they don't have a clear way of explaining exactly what we're going to do together, what they believe, what their process is, how it works, what I need to do, that can be hard to trust. Because when your clients are investing in themselves and investing in you, you want to be able to give them a path. I think so often we get ourselves into such a tiz, into such a mess around all of the things that we think that we need to do. And what is actually happening is that by you being overwhelmed, by you being like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Look at all my lists, look at all my messaging. That is actually our brain keeping us in overwhelm so that we don't do the thing that is actually quite scary, which is putting ourselves out there, putting our message out there, putting our offer out there. And so if you get into this place, I want you to ask yourself in a single sentence for all of these, who is my dream client? Single sentence. Who is she, he, they? What is the transformation that I provide them? Clearly and simply, in a unique way. You don't want to sound like everybody else. What is the method, the process, the roadmap, whatever you want to call it, that I use? In Brand Builders Academy, I use the revenue generation roadmap. In the Amplify Accelerator, I use the scalable impact method. When I help clients to build their thought leadership, I use the 7 pillars of thought leadership. Like, when you are helping your clients to get an outcome, have a way of them doing it. But if you get overwhelmed, just ask yourself those 3 questions to start with. So having real clarity around that and having real clarity around your offer. What is the one thing that you're selling? And it might be 1 or 2 things, but you want to keep it as simple as possible. So that's the thing that you're talking about all the time. Everything that you do, all roads lead to your product or service. And there's so many different ways that you can do this as well. Whether you're selling digital products, coaching products, whether you're selling your creative services, constantly bringing people back to the offer that you have, whether you're teaching, whether you're creating connection content, whether you're doing POVs, point of views, whatever it is, you want to be talking to that one person about their one problem. You want to be showcasing your expertise, your knowledge, your way. No matter what kind of business you have, you want to be able to have that clarity so that you can communicate your value to your audience. So start in a really simple way and come back to that on a consistent basis. Like, just keep reminding yourself of those simple things. Who is my audience? What is the transformation? What is the path to success? What is the offer that I'm making? And there are people that do this in lots of different ways, but just making sure that no matter what content you create, you're hitting or speaking to those 4 things is going to make a really big difference to consistency and attracting the right clients, and really calling out the client that you want is so important. I think that sometimes, once again, we assume, and I do this all the time, it is the curse of knowledge. We assume that people know who we are, what we do, what we talk about, and we've just got to continue to remind them on a regular basis. So the first thing is clarity. The second thing is confidence and identity. Now, I actually think that this is one of the biggest things, and I talk about it all the time, is that I have worked with so many highly experienced people who are experts in what they do. And the thing that trips them up so often is second guessing themselves. Like, am I really that good? Can I do this? I'm not clear. Or there are people that are better than me. You have to step into the identity of the person who does the thing. Your only focus needs to be your target clients, your dream clients, speaking to them, connecting with them, being able to attract them to the things that you are doing, saying, creating, and constantly telling yourself and reinforcing that you are capable of getting your clients that transformation. And even though you may not know everything, even though you might be learning how to become a better content creator, even though you might be learning how to communicate your value, just because you're in that learning phase doesn't mean that your impact and your ability to help your client have the transformation is any less. And I think this is the mismatch that I see, is that we think, because I am learning how to become a coach or a mentor, because I'm learning how to communicate my value in maybe a different way, I am not worthy of this. I am an imposter because I haven't worked out exactly how to communicate this new thing that I'm doing or this new way that I'm working. And so you have to be, as I say, your biggest cheerleader, your biggest reinforcer of positive thinking around who you are, what you do, and what you're capable of. I can become clear with what I want. I can become a better creator. I've just got to do the reps. I know that that's something that I've got to do. And really thinking about, what is the identity of the person who achieves the things that I want? Is she flying around Australia speaking on stages? Is she writing every day to become a great communicator? Is she posting several times a day so that she gets the reps in to become better at how she creates videos or shorts or reels or writes on Substack, whatever it is? What is the identity of the person that you are wanting to step into, and how do you create that for yourself every single day? And once again, just like point 1 of clarity, it's coming back to the simplicity of it. What is my big vision for myself? What am I working towards? How does she show up? And how does she create exactly what she wants? And so often we'll tell ourselves that we're not ready yet. I had a client the other day where I said to her, have you done your speakers page? And she said no. And I said, why? And she said, no reason. Like, not ready yet. There is never a time you're going to feel ready. If you've done it before, if you know you can do it, if you want to start attracting specific opportunities into your life and into your business, then you have to put yourself out there as that person. You have to say, I am a speaker, I'm a podcaster, I am an author. All of those things I have done. And whatever it is that you want to do, you've got to start to speak it into existence. You can't sit back and hope that something's going to happen when you haven't taken the action and you haven't stepped into the identity of the person who makes that happen. And it can be really scary. Like, I'm not going to say it's not, which is why our brain loves to overcomplicate, loves to get us to overthink, hold back. I'm not ready yet. I don't know what I'm doing. That's our brain just telling us all of those things, because it is a scary thing to do. It's a scary thing to go out there and say, yes, this is me. I'm going to help you do that. I have got the solution, the path, whatever it is. And you owning that is a huge part of you stepping into the confidence and identity of the person who does it. And if you struggle with this, I really want you to sit and do some journaling and writing out, like, why don't you believe this is possible? Or what are the stories that you're telling yourself? The stories that we tell ourselves is the program that runs our brain and our life. The story of, I don't know if I can do this. I haven't done it before, or I'm wanting to go bigger now. Am I somebody who can do that? And our brain will tell us a story and it will repeat that story until we actively change it. And I ran a workshop the other day called Becoming the Premium Choice. And you believing that you can be the premium choice or that you are the premium choice, you have to show up as the person who delivers at that level. If you are wanting to charge at a higher level when it comes to your pricing, you've got to believe that it's 100% worth it for your clients, that this is the investment that they're going to make because it says something about them, but also that you can deliver something exceptional. You have to believe that. You have to be the coach, the mentor, the creative that says, yes, absolutely, that's what I charge and I know I deliver on it. And you don't have to justify that to anybody. That's your decision. That's your choice. So number one, clarity. Number two, confidence and identity. And the third thing is community and client delivery. Creating an exceptional brand experience where your clients are having aha moments, they're getting results, they're creating the thing that they want. You're building brand experience where they're just like, I love being part of this. You're building a community that they want to be a part of. Really focusing in on how do I build that connection? How do I build that community? How do I build and deliver the exceptional outcome that my clients want? Because when you can deliver the outcomes, it means that more clients are going to come to you, that you're going to get the referrals, that people are going to be speaking about you, that you're going to be able to share the results that your clients are getting. But making that a priority in your business and really thinking about who am I speaking to? What is it that they're struggling with? How does the way that I work and the community that I'm building really support them wherever they are in their business or their life? And what are the things that we're actively going to be doing to be able to continue to grow that community? For me, that is a big focus for the new year, is having the events, having mastermind days, potentially flying to other states to run workshops, to build the community, to become visible, to share what I'm passionate about sharing, and just to connect with more people. Now, obviously, you can do that online, which is amazing, and we've got the whole world available to us. But unless you do it with intention, it's not something that's going to grow. And can I just say, community building can be really hard. Like, I'm not going to say that that's easy. I've had lots of different communities from thousands and thousands of people. I've shut down Facebook groups at that level. I've got my client community, and we're so used to being online that sometimes it's hard to get engagement from people. But we need to really think about how we're creating experiences that people want to be a part of, that people come back to. And as I've seen in so many places coming into the new year, is that people are craving that analog. People are wanting to get off their phones. People are wanting to have in-person experiences and connections. And so even just thinking about when you look at the trends, when you look at what's happening in the market, I shared the Metricol social media report with clients the other day, and it showed that Facebook was up by 54% and that YouTube is growing by 76% and that Instagram was down. And so even just understanding, like, where is the market going? What is happening? What do people want? Where are they communing? Where can you build community? What are the things that you want to create as far as your brand experience and your brand world building goes? And just asking yourself the question, when somebody's in my world, what is the experience I want them to have? How do I want them to feel? What do I want them to know? Why do they keep coming back? What is the reason that I'm giving them for them to continue to come back and be part of the community? And I think community strategy is something that you've really got to learn and work on and figure out what works for your particular audience and for what their needs are and what their desires are as well. I know that for my community, I'm going to be asking them, like, what do you want more of in the new year? What are the things that you need more help with? Or what sort of conversations do you want to be having? Or what sort of interactions, so that we can really craft that for them with intent. So 3 things to really focus on to make your business feel simpler, lighter, less cluttered, and easier to manage. Get really clear on your who, what, why, when, how. Really work on your confidence and identity. It will drive everything. There is no strategy that works without you showing up as the person who can execute it really well. And then think about how you're building that community and that connection around you, because that is what will keep clients coming back. As they say, people might come for the content, but they stay for the community. And so think about how you're doing that in your business in a strategic way that really works. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love you to like and share it. Feel free to leave a comment or a question below. And as always, if you want to listen to this on the podcast, you can find us at the Brand Builders Lab on all of the platforms. But otherwise, I'll see you next time.